There we go. Hey folks, Mr. Justin here with Secret Weapon Miniatures, and
I'm Jess Rich, also known as Brush Mistress.
we're back with another Workbench whenever. Literally trying to slog through some of the stuff we've got to get through today.
Mr. Justin here.
Oh, it's on your phone too. And
Alright, maybe not.
yeah, I had to look over and be like, can we take a break to go do something fun like a live stream? And
Yeah.
we are, yeah.
Good
It all worked
idea.
out.
Very good idea.
Alright, but let's well, do you want to get yours under the top can, or do you want to get yours on the
No,
okay.
I can.
And hey! Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can.
Here
I
you
am still working on.
Oh, there you go. Which one? Which way? Here we go. We're just gonna chase. All right. Here we go.
Let's go down here. I'm still working on the fanciest burb ever.
I'll get some better focus.
Woo!
There you go.
Yeah, there's my burb. So for those of you that follow me on Facebook, you'll see that I already did another painting this morning. But I wanted to get back to the bird, of Mr. Burb. I still need a name for him. But yeah, I'll be working on the feathers today. Got to get
Seems
that.
like a Reginald to me.
A Reginald. Reginald, all right. He shall be named Reginald.
Well, let's see. There's probably better ideas out there. So one of the other things I was able to do between the last time I got to work on this project and now was get out and start looking through some of my other Orky bits. I just had to find them in the garage. So I found the crow's nest from the Stompa kit, which is definitely going to make a home now, attached to the turret somehow, or behind it, or something. I'll figure it out. But since that's going to be there, and I want this to go on, it may be more like that. In fact, that actually really does work. So there we go. But yeah, got to have a crow's nest for our piratey, captainy, orky goodness here. What were some of the other bits I found? I found one of the chest plates, which is fun to play with. But more importantly for me, I found a project that I'd started a long time ago because I was sad at the time. Games Workshop did not make any really good orc war bosses on bike. They do now, of course, and Forge World makes another good one. So I'd started my own with the help of Dave Taylor to do some of the fiddly sculpting for me. And I have a bunch of those bits in here that I'm going to pull out and use for this project instead, including my favorite part. I'd started in on a very uniquely orky engine. So I'm gonna do some work to remove a section here because I don't want to just kind of, stick it out of the thing. I could try to stick a bunch of tubes coming out of here to make it more orky, but no, in this case I'm actually going to try and, well, not try, I am going to cut down that engine plate, stick this in here a little lower. It's one of the first things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to look over here at my magnetic board and see if I can find my saw. It's always fun when I start a project and I'm not entirely sure how it's going to play out, but I definitely know I need a saw, and I'm just going to start cutting. Managed to make it to the warehouse yesterday. Just shipped, what's it, 30-something orders? 30-something orders ready for me to put postage on when we make it in there next time. And, I'm actually just going to use the clippers for this because it doesn't need to be clean. I spent that time taking the Adepticon inventory, which we had put onto our trade show racks, of course, for transportation and all of that, and took that and stuck it back on the walls, so it's a little easier to find stuff now.
Oh, definitely easier to find stuff now.
Yeah, it'll make getting orders out a heck of a lot easier. So we're still doing what we can. Did not, unfortunately, get in there today, but Jess still needs to do some watercoloring, of course, since, that's her art and her living.
Yeah, this is technically my job.
This is technically your job, yeah. And I had a lot of administrata to get done today. Bills and emails, and haven't even been able to catch up with emails. And Pete, hello. Mark, hello.
Hello, hello.
All right, so those of you that might just be tuning in, I am making room for a very Orky engine in the back of this Russ kit, because it's got to be work-tastic. And I can get my hobby knife and clean that section up there. Files, whatever I need. But because it's Orky and I'm going to cover it in stuff, I am being less careful than I normally would. Like if I was trying to do a new, detailed Russ kit, and I was actually going to build plastic around here and have components sticking out or something like that. If I wanted to make a set of the, deep water wading Leman Russ, which is something I've wanted to do for a while. It's one of my favorite M4 Sherman kits is the ones that have those deep water waders on them, and especially the improvised ones that are just barrels with holes in them strapped down over the top. Those please me. All right. Orky Russ. Yeah, Rico, I'm making an Orky Russ for the Nova Open Charitable Foundation. Settling in on sort of an airplane piratey theme because I have a bunch of the Fight-A-Bomber pieces left over. So the turret, for instance, will have this dapper little grot. But one of the things I have here is one of my custom Orky engines in progress. And I am working right now to fit it here. Oh, I can take off the shocks, because I am not using this for the bike. Is that going to interfere with anything? Tell me about this frame. It is not going to interfere with anything.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, especially good since I got it off. All right, so almost there. I'm going to need to make a little divot here. So let me figure out where that little divot's going to have to live. Mark that with a pen. Oh, felty tip. Oh, felty tip.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, it's Greg. Speaking of favorite troublemakers.
Indeed.
He says we're his favorite troublemakers. There might need to be a contest here.
As I say,
I'm going to need to...
It's a little bit mutual, Gregums.
Drill right about here. So I've marked a couple of points for handling the engine. I'm going to carve that little section out. I'm actually going to drill that. I'm going to start with my drilling. In my drill box, where my only pin vise has a pin in it, and none of my drills are present because it's already out. All right.
Best laid plans.
So this will be for that small exhaust coming out of there. Should do it. All right, here, I'm actually going to start. Oh yeah, just got here. It's asking about the quarantine haircut.
Yeah, you could say that. Just got tired of the mohawk.
The mohawk kept getting thinner.
As they do.
It's time to start over.
I mean, it was a 2-year-old mohawk, so it was time for it to disappear, and I'll start from scratch.
So now, got my little V. Gonna round this a bit. Carefully. Which I would do with my round files, but I don't have a good one for that right now. So I don't think so. Well, you're better than using a hobby knife, I suppose. Come here, come here. Get in my hand, you file. Oh my gosh, all right. I'm clearly not being smarter than my files today. All right, so let's take a look here. So I want this piece, hopefully, to fit right through that little hole right there. Come on, come on, come on. We can do it. We can do it as a group. We can do it. It's a team effort. The engine's just a little bit too wide to get in there. Maybe if I start this way. Well, no, because then you'd have to come up through the top. That's not going to work. It's got to go this way. All right, so what I'm going to do is expand this hole just a little bit that way because it's almost there. And if the hole's too big, I can take some plastic and fill it in, some putty and fill it in. Yeah, growing a mohawk is like that. I've had tall ones and short ones for a big chunk of my life, and yeah, it seems like every few years, or at least every few months, you're like, well, I should probably look a little shaggy, so that. Oh, come on. Of course, I'm going to want to take this out so I can detail it.
Yeah, so I'm really torn on whether or not to grow the mohawk back. I'm honestly considering letting the top turn into a chia pet and just growing back my undercut. So if I want to, I can look like I have hair, and if not, I can just pull it all up off the back of my head.
So annoying.
The problem is the chia pet phase, because that means I'm relegated to hats for a very long time.
I'm supposed to be wearing a hat.
You haven't seen my chia pet. It's really awkward.
That's what she said.
So I have a double crown,
There
which means my hair just grows like everywhere. It makes no sense.
Come on, little engine, you can do it. What am I overlooking? Ah, there's a thing there. All right, so the easiest answer at this point is actually going to be to take that piece off. It breaks my heart, but I'm either going to take it off or I'm going to break it off. Make sure I'm putting tools away as I go. File goes back. Tool goes back. Blade goes back. Well, the blade stays out. Pliers. I am, in fact, I'm just going to snap that whole thing off because I can use MEK to glue it back on. Alright, so first, let's see if the basic idea works. That little knob's in the way, and that little knob comes off. Oh, just about. It actually needs to be even lower for that widget here. So I need to bring that down. So I can let a couple of them. Okay.
What did you say, Reginald?
Yeah, Reginald.
How about Lord Reginald Farthing Feather the Fourth?
Ooh. That sounds right. There we go. So now the basic engine is going to fit here. Be a lot more worky. And I see my problem here is that it was always those exhausts right there were always going to sit up too high for that. So I'm actually going to lower this even more on this side. A little clip action right here. Followed by some cut. Should bring the engine lower. But not low enough because of what? Ooh, well, I'm not going to be able to use the exhaust to that hole if I still want to attach it here. Because you see, it still sits on top, but I can. You know what I can do is heat and reshape you. Can't I? Or aha. Okay. I have another crazy idea, folks. Hey, excellent on those random tablescape styles. We also, when Jess and I were in there, I'm trying to find some tablescapes the other day for folks. We noticed, and I'll have to check manifests, because at some point War Games Factory sent me, like, they overshot a bunch of stuff. They sent it to me. I'd asked them not to because I wanted to apply it to my next order. But we have like boxes and boxes of loose tiles. No clips, but boxes and boxes of loose tiles. And as near as I can tell, we have hundreds of the foundation tiles. Literally hundreds. Yeah. Like cases of just the foundation tiles. And if that's the case, I want to burn them the heck out of there. So stay tuned for things where it's like, you know, hey, buy 24 foundation tiles with no clips for next to nothing.
Mega Donka blowout sale kind of deal. Yeah.
You buy the case quantity, I give you a discount. Bye bye. Get the stuff out of here. Give me room in my warehouse for the next big thing. To be fair, the next big thing might wind up still tablescapes, because we will bring that back. At least that's the plan now. I have another plan that might make me decide not to do that one, actually. All right. Can I possibly be this lucky? Not quite yet. Gotta be a little careful now, because I'm getting to some thin walls here. Go. All right, can I fiddle you in there? Come on. You can do it. I know you want to. Gonna have some serious repairing to do back here to fill in this gap, but it's gonna be worth it. Once it gets cleaned up, the intentional nature of it will be apparent. Oh, well, there we go. It broke. That's okay. Now it fits. I'll glue that piece back on with a pin. But now I'll be able to get this part of the engine through both of those holes. So now this should sit just about perfectly right here. This will go back on where it was Tick, tick, tock. Right there. And now whether or not I use the original piece or not, I can have another exhaust that clearly comes out the back. All intentional like. I'll put a ring of plastic around that to cover it up. Alright, so that is starting to look intentional. So we have our engine started. I'll check through here to see if I have some other engine bits. More banner gets. I like the get with the banner. I'll have to use him on the... Oh yeah. Woo! There's our guy. Anyway.
Oh yeah. No, I like it. Yes.
But let's see some. Oh yeah. Bit of those, bit of this, bit of that. Huh. Instead of trench guards or trench rails, maybe it gets an extra set of wheels. I got him.
Seems sufficiently DACA.
Seems sufficiently DACA, yeah. Another fuel bucket right there. All right. What have I got? I've got some more little. Oh, one of the grills. I've got one of the grills. I also have the Leman Russ grill. Oh, wait. Let's see. 2 round table seems fine. Also just ordered 3D printer. Oh, nice. Pete, how would one contact me for a business conversation? Best way to do that is jmccoy at secretweaponminiatures.com.
It's .com.
Alright, well, I want to screen that, and I'm not going to do that. That means... Alright, take this out for the moment. I have a plan for the engine. Actually, before I take this apart, I'm going to take a picture of it because I am fairly sure that is what I'm going to do. I'm not fairly sure. I mean, I like it a lot. It just needs more... whatever the DACA version of engines is.
Melissa!
Foundation? For the tiles? No, our tablescapes tiles, if that's what we're talking about. I have... boxes and boxes of the Urban Streets Foundation tiles, so the clean and damaged urban. I'm not sure which, but it's specifically one tile that we have hundreds of.
Yes.
Literally hundreds. Alright. One of these. Take my picture. There we go. Take this off. You pull up that way, and you go in a bin. I don't have a bin.
It's time for apple juice.
It's okay, the show's marked not for kids. So.
And then it's totally a Manhattan.
Yeah, we can Manhattan it up. We're even allowed to say fuck, so fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, I've got some horns. Yeah, so I'm glad that I'm
It's Tuesday? I
take apart
literally lose track of that shit now. Thank you.
Yeah. I actually thought today was Wednesday.
But happy Tuesday to you too.
This is fine. Everything is normal.
So, for anyone that paints miniatures, I know that I had this huge problem when I was a miniature painter where I had to collect every single paint I could get my hands on because I wanted to try them all. And I am pleased to report that that habit still continues. Except these cost more money and it makes me sad.
Yeah, this costs a lot more money.
Yeah.
Alright, so I have the engine checked off. I'm gonna get rid of these.
Moscow Mule, excellent choice, Chris. We did those last week. Not during a broadcast, just I think it was last week, maybe week before last. I don't know. Sometime in the past month we've had Moscow Mules.
So many mules.
There's always ginger beer and vodka in the house, so you know. Pizza Tuesday. All right, I'm making a lamb mulligatawny shepherd's pie tonight. Though I'm feeling really lazy and I know I shouldn't order a pizza, but that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Lamb will still be good tomorrow.
The lamb will still be good tomorrow, and those dried lentils aren't going to magically reconstitute.
Yep. All right.
Oh no, you thought it was Sunday, Chris. Oh my gosh. Can I get you something?
I should have my sandpaper still here.
Yeah.
If
not, I have a whole lot of sandpaper in my drawer.
These are file.
Ready?
Oh, I got plenty.
Okay. I should be painting instead of watching you file.
Yeah, especially since watching me file is not very exciting.
It's really not. It pains me. Get it?
Hey, it's Happy Wednesday from New Zealand. Wait, oh my god, now I'm totally messed
no!
up.
No, don't do that to us!
It's coming from the future.
Hello, New Zealand. How you doing, Tim?
Alright, figure out what am I going to do next. What sort of orcification that area will get.
I need a purple.
But I think before I can do that, I need to make decisions about... I'm actually really debating the plow now, but we'll come back to the plow.
Are you thinking about
Finish it.
deep sixing the plow?
Maybe. Changing it to something, I don't know.
What can I get you?
No, I'm thinking we've got the little gunner that goes here. And I'm thinking I need to make a little orc ball gunner that goes here. Hey! Wearing a secret weapon orange tee. Oh, hey, that's right. I didn't put my uniform on today.
But you're wearing secret weapon orange?
Well, yeah, at least I'm wearing it right.
And my shirt has orange on it.
Oh, and I'm happy to say my arm isn't as grim. I'm not scared about getting it on camera now, which is nice. Well, Greg, thank you for having us over for dinner.
Very sweet, Greg. Are you enjoying either Murder of Crows or Heaven is a Waffle House tonight? Those are meads, by the way.
And yes, something smaller than a ping pong ball, but that's why I always have ping pong balls around. They make lots of things. Maybe one of his little plastic eggs, because I can take...
Oh, the eggs are going to be bigger. Are you just trying to dome?
Yeah, I don't know. Because the dome I could get to fit.
What about
But I was thinking about a actual little ball gunner guy.
Alright, so your cabochons wouldn't work.
I see where you're going now.
Yeah.
So that's going to be too big. Alright, so little karate gunner guy. I've got my bike guns here. I can use the bike guns.
If you could find the right size, I could use one of your cabochons and just create a resin skin over it that would then be firm. I'd be using one of your cabochons as a mold to make you a gunner ball.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That could be fun. I'd like to find something on hand.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to be the ball. I just want, my little guy sitting here. I'm going to use the handles from the motorcycle.
I don't think there is an old ball mouse in this house.
I'd also need it to be hollow.
Yeah, it has to be hollow, and those are
solid
rubber balls, right?
But if I cut out this section.
You gonna cut out a portion of the ping pong ball?
Yeah, I'm gonna play.
Sure, go for it. I mean, that's the whole point, right?
Right. All right. I want.
Meanwhile, I am painting black feathers, and it's so boring.
Already got a thing here. So I want.
But that's okay. I'll get over it.
Here. All right, would you grab me a little section of tape from the drawer down there, please?
What flavor?
That's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So because I'm cutting the ball, I've marked it, but before I start cutting, I'm going to take tape and help me mark my round surface. For at least a tiny bit more accuracy.
Midnight Jack. What's the flavor profile on that one, Greg? Vending machine toy capsule. Might be a little big. Not a bad idea, but also where are we going?
It's for a different project.